I'm nervous. Yeah, it's me, scottdw. I've been away for a minute or 2 or 3 years. Come here. Okay, so the short of it is I was sick. I was very, very sick, bedridden with chronic Lyme disease and a host of a ton of other things from the Lyme. Doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, and I just dealt with it. I just dealt with it for a long time, for many years. And so I had all these symptoms sort of start to come about. You know, just like weird stuff, like unexplained body aches and fatigue and joint pain, cloudiness in my brain and forgetting things. And fast forward a little bit, I found a doctor who found out what I had and we started treating. Problem with treating chronic Lyme, as late as it was in my system, is it's like kicking a hornet's nest. Come to find out my body doesn't detox at all. So we start treating hardcore and it blows up in my face, literally, like in my brain. But now I'm in the middle of like making videos, and I had worked so hard on the channel and building a team and working with so many amazing people and sponsors and brands and all that stuff. The momentum was insane, but at the same time, I was like dying every day off camera, off set. You know, like I learned to like flip the switch where offset, off camera, like I was struggling so bad. But then I switched it on, you know, and I just pushed through. And then that ultimately just deteriorated things way faster. And I'm doing like a ton of different treatments. I had to go to Mexico and do 10 blood transfusions and chemo and like crazy stuff. So they have me loaded up on all sorts of stuff. All these things combined, right? Like I'm losing my mind. I hate being sick. I just want to be better.
Hi, Daddy. I love you.
I miss you.
I miss you.
You give Daddy a kiss? Say bye.
Bye.
Feel better.
Feel better.
I literally went crazy. I started developing severe anxiety, panic, bipolar schizophrenia. I was going psycho, like literally, and I was losing it and trying to keep it together for years, man. I mean, the last couple years that my channel was up and running were the hardest, and I honestly barely remember them because things were so bad. I got to a point where I didn't think I was gonna make it 100%, whether it was from the Lyme, the treatments, or suicide. It was dark. It was really, really dark. I was losing a lot of friends. I was losing family. I was, because of my mental state. And it sucks, man. It like really, really sucks. But if I didn't hit the brakes, yeah, I think something much worse would have happened for sure. So here's the thing, when you get to the bottom, literally to rock bottom, physically, mentally, it either ends there or you can try and rebuild. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know what it was. I think it was finally seeing how bad things had gotten and how much I like pushed myself through it all, and seeing the friends and family, those relationships deteriorating, where I was like, if I don't focus 100% on my health, that's it, man. That's it. I will say this though, the one constant through all of this, through the ups and the downs and every single difficult experience, was Becca, my wife. And if it wasn't for her constantly being there and being the best example of light and love and positivity in my life, I know for a fact I wouldn't be here. Everything stopped for me, career-wise. The film, the music, everything stopped. And I, for the first time, this was like 2019, for the first time I was like, I have to figure this health thing out. So that's what I did. I wanted nothing more than to get back to like some sort of baseline. I had already accepted the fact that like sure, maybe I'll be in pain the rest of my life. Sure, maybe I'll have anxiety and some of these like Lyme symptoms, but I was like, I will trade those in if I could just get a percentage of my life back. So beginning of 2020 is when I decided to start putting in the work, as hard as it was. And at this point in time, I could barely get out of bed. I couldn't even walk down the street to the stop sign. But a good friend of mine was a personal trainer. I said, please, man, will you help me? I just need my strength back. I couldn't hold a camera anymore. I couldn't do a lot of basic things. This is me 2 years ago. At 350 pounds, I gained a lot of weight from the medication, from mold toxicity, swelling, inflammation, out of control. 2 years ago, I started the journey to get back. I didn't think it was possible, but when I started implementing this daily routine of working to get off medication, working to build back my physical strength, working to build back relationships, and I started making progress and I started regaining hope. And for the first time in my life, I actually feel in control, which is crazy. There have been so many improvements, small things, week by week. I mean, it's taken 2 years. I have energy. I wake up in the morning and I'm not tired. I went from 350 pounds to now 220 and still progressing. And I started seeing the things that really mattered to me, my family, my friends, my love of making films and writing music, like having that out of my life for so long, like I have missed it so much. And I'll be honest, I've been terrified about how do I come back? Like how do I get back into this? And I started questioning, like, could I even do it still? Could I even make movies? Could I make music? You know, like it felt so foreign to me all of a sudden. And I've been afraid. The fear has been crippling. As much as my like physical and mental health have gotten better, the anxiety and the fear of like, where do I fit in? Where do I belong? Like watching all of my peers even just continue and grow and be successful, like it's a hard thing. And I know that people can relate to that because I don't know, man, like just getting on social media, right? Like we sort of see highlights of people's lives. And so in our mind, it's like everything looks perfect from far away. And that's a hard thing when we're constantly comparing ourselves with others and where we should be. And I realized that that was like a toxic thing that was keeping me down. It has probably been the number one thing that I've been working on just these past several months of like, how do I be okay with me and where I'm at and what I've been through, and like, how do I accept that? And then how do I move forward? So it's crazy. Like just this summer was the first time I started talking with my really good friend, Sean Liu, who's been like a huge support to me through all of this and a huge encouragement to like helping me get back on my feet. But it was just a summer where I wrote a song called Monster. You know, I write a lot of like upbeat kind of quirky songs that are meant for the YouTube videos, but I realized like I have a lot of material inside of me, stories and experiences that are worth putting into words, you know, and into music and into films. Anyways, I wrote this song called Monster. It still has a very like scottdw vibe to it, but it's one of my first like serious songs that's about my mental health and feeling like there was a literal other person inside of me, like the bipolar thing. I was like, this is like my comeback song, and I want to make a video for this. And it was the first time that I really felt like, I think I can do this, you know? And the other hard thing is like, I kept raising the bar for myself with my videos. Like I purposely was like, how do I take the next video to another level? Like how do I do things I've never done before? And a lot of that was thanks to like brands trusting me, you know, and giving us funds to be able to do things and hire more people and bigger crews. And with me and my videos, like I put every single penny on the screen. That's another thing that's like been really hard to be like, I don't know how to start again, even though my channel started with like a bunch of friends and a camera and like screwing around in the woods. That was Fruit Ninja. I mean, that's how we did it. No budget, no nothing. I was like, I gotta think about it as like I'm truly starting over. I really hope I get to work with brands again and have sponsorships and things to be able to push things to the next level. But I was like, innately, if I'm a filmmaker and a songwriter, I should be able to go out and do this. And if I can't, well, it wasn't because I didn't try, you know? So over the summer, that's what happened. I moved to Los Angeles. It's a place I've always wanted to be. The sunshine and the ocean alone have like completely changed my life in terms of my mental well-being. Like I ride my bike now every single morning 10 miles along the beach, and I don't know, man, like I have an appreciation for things that I just never ever even realized were there. The sun, the air, like people especially, and friends. I've learned so much. And anyways, this video is so long, I know, I'm sorry, but I wanted to make something like this for a long time. I just didn't know how and I didn't know when. And then I realized I couldn't make something like this until I got up and made something, made a new song, made a new video to actually validate those feelings of like, I am back. This is my comeback story. This is the scottdw comeback. And it's a freaking insane journey that I've been on, and I'm so pumped for the future. I don't know what it's gonna hold, but like guys, I feel better than I've ever felt in my whole life. I'm not kidding. I feel better than I did in high school, and I'm gonna look as good too someday soon. Lastly, I've been working on a feature film for the past like 4 or 5 years. It's something that obviously took a back burner through all of this, but this past year, as I've started feeling better, I started working on it again, and I'm so stoked to share that it's actually back up and running. It's a film that's like very near and dear to me. It's a blend of comedy and drama. I'm very inspired by like John Hughes. It's a very Breakfast Club meets scottdw dance music. And we have 2 amazing producers attached. David Womark, who did Life of Pi, and Lorenzo de Bonaventura, who's done some of the best movies of all time. Deepwater Horizon, Red, Salt, G.I. Joe, Transformers, the first couple. Actually, Bumblebee, I freaking loved Bumblebee. That was a good one, he did that. I don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring, or next week. Like, I've never been good at planning ahead because my life's been kind of crazy and unpredictable, but I like that. I honestly do. I think life is more fun when you live day by day and learn to appreciate the now, in the moment. And that has been the hardest thing for me to realize. When people would say like, oh bro, you gotta live in the moment, like I didn't know what that meant. Now I'm like learning it. 2022, man, this is the year. Gah, feels good to get it off my chest. Anyway, so this new video, Monster, new song, it's out this week. I mean, I'm doing it, baby. No more waiting. I hope you enjoy. Leave me some comments, man. Like, we haven't done that in a while. I wanna chat with some peeps. Unless like 4 people watch this, which is fine. YouTube's changed, but hopefully there's like 4 of you guys still out there. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon.
I'm not alone. I got a monster to hide. I'm not alone.